Okay, let's get started. In this video, I'm going to be talking about that it's now go time. I need to make several decisions related to placing uh, my EdgeHD 8 into the Starfront Observatories now that I have put down a deposit. And I also need to make some decisions about, am I going to try and get the RedCat 51 installed uh, at the same time, where I can bring both the EdgeHD 8 and the RedCat 51 down. I plan to drop my equipment off down there rather than ship it, although many people have been, are successful shipping their equipment. So, hi, I'm Bill, and welcome to the channel. So, like with most things in astrophotography, what I'm finding out is I'm often presented with the opportunity to make a compromise. So I've made several compromises over the last 3-4 years that I've been imaging, and now is no different. I have some decisions to make. And the first one really was when it comes to my EdgeHD 8. Originally, I had envisioned placing that down here, down in the observatories, down in Texas, with a dew shield. Based upon some feedback that I got, if I, contrary to what they say in Determine Your Peer Type, what I was working on was this line here where it says for an EdgeHD 8 standard with a dew shield, but they're telling me because of the overall length that it would pop me up into the next category, which would be the heavy, and we don't want to go there. So I've got a confirmation request into them, since their Determine Your Peer Type says if you don't have the dew shield, that it places you in the light peer category. I just want to confirm, okay, am I then going into the light peer? If that does in fact happen, that frees up $100 to support putting my RedCat 51 into the observatory as well. But now let's talk a little bit about some of the compromises that I'm making with the EdgeHD 8. So let's go and take a look at the scope. So first thing is, since I'm not putting a dew shield down there, I am not going to put a light panel down there as well. What I've decided to do is I am going to save the money that I would have to spend to get a longer top rail and an alto, which would control the light panel to open and close it. I'm just going to do sky flats. I've got a lot of feedback. That's what many people do. That's how it's been done for many years. I watched a video by Visible Dark. He is very positive about sky flats. That's what he does. Was already familiar that Nina has a sky flats facility within the Flat Wizard within Nina. So tonight, I'm still here in Borrego Springs, California. I have my RedCat 51 set up there. I'm going to use Nina and the Flat Wizard around sunset to start taking sky flats, just to run through that process. So what I am doing different, though, is here is my AM5 mount. I just purchased via Agena Astro. I just purchased the ZWO AM5N strain wave equatorial mount head, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I recently sold my EQ6R Pro, so I'm down to one mount. Um, and if I want to get my RedCat in to the observatory down there, I need another mount head. So my thought was go with the upgraded AM5N for my EdgeHD 8, and then that frees up my existing AM5, the original, I think, AM5, uh, and it makes it available to be placed down in the observatory as well. So I placed the order. I should have that head in a few days. So so really, this setup here, staying with the ASI 533 Pro and the current filters that I have, which are the 1.25-inch mounted filters, and my guide scope, my OAG, my reducer, the EAF, and my Eagle 5. And what's not in this picture is the Eco, which is a climate control thing device that will enable me to. I do have the corrector heater installed here, so that will let me, at least since I'm not running with a dew shield, I'll be running with the corrector plate heater and see how that works out for me. And again, these are compromises. I got a little bit of feedback from people that image down there, and dew is not a large problem down there, but I really won't know until I get in there. And so I'm going to take that risk for now, and I can always change things up later if dew is too much of a problem for me on the EdgeHD 8 without the dew shield, the aluminum dew shield. So that pretty much sums up what's happening with the Edge 8 HD. I had most of the money to purchase the new strain wave mount. You know, I'll raise a few more dollars here and there. There's ways that I can do that, so I'm not worried about that to cover the additional cost. I had roughly out of the $2,100, $2,174 or something, I had $1,800 in cash. So, you know, I'll raise some more money. No shortage of opportunities in this hobby to empty your wallet. So let's get on to the RedCat 51. So thinking things through, my main issue in my mind was sending this configuration down here, even though I've got bad cable management and everything. I think that can be dealt with by getting a cable wrap and those type of things. And I've not had any issue. I can sleep during the night. I haven't had any cable snags during flips or anything. So, but you know, I can work with the the remote hands at the observatory to try to improve that cabling. I did ask him, where would my mini computer be mounted? Will it be mounted on the pier that I'm leasing from him? So I'm waiting for some feedback on that. But the main thing is the ASI 294mm camera, and because of the sensor and its behavior, typically you cannot use bias, so you have to take flat darks. So here again, taking sky flats, I don't need a flat panel or anything, but if I wanted to take flat darks, then somebody would have to put the lens cap on, and in order to do that, I would have to have some automated way of doing it, or I would have to pay $50 to have them put the lens cap on and then take it off later. And so I'm just thinking, I posted on Cloudy Nights, and I got a very good response from a couple of imagers, experienced imagers, and they suggested that I replace my ASI 294mm with this camera here, the ASI 2600 Pro. And I think that's an excellent idea. I really appreciate their input. It's the reason I put the post out on Cloudy Nights, is because I knew I would get some good information from experienced imagers, and I really appreciate that help. Now, In doing that, though, then I need to go with a different filter wheel. So I'll need to get this filter wheel, and I'll need to get some filters. And again, for my LRGB, I've been running with the ZWO Premium LRGB filters on my other mounts. I'm happy with them. Yeah, their transference of light through the filter may be not as efficient as a more expensive filter. I'm willing to live with that. Again, one of those compromises we get to make in this hobby, and this compromise is being driven by budget. And then I thought, okay, these Botter HAS2 and O3 filters are reasonably priced, and while I'm running 3 nanometer Antilia in my filter wheel, which is 1.25 inch mounted filters right now on my RedCat 51, I'm fine with the 6.5 nanometer. I even think possibly when it comes to doing sky flats, the 6.5 nanometer might be a little quicker process when it comes to HA and the SI filters. So, but that will remain to be seen. So I will go with these. Now, if I don't think I mean, I know I can improve this cable management. I can have it wrapped and those type of things. But worst case that I can't, then it really gets expensive for me, because I would then probably have to go to a Eagle type solution where all the cabling except for the power cable is held up high, reducing any risk of snags of cables and whatnot. But again, over the past year and a half, I've not had any issues with the current cabling. Again, here I will go with Sky Flats, and the feedback I'm getting on Sky Flats is if you're not rotating your camera, so let's just say you have the camera installed and you accept the framing, you can build a flats library, and because everything's permanently in place, you can use that flats library for several months, where you would then build a new flats library. If I start using the rotator, which I would expect I would, well then I would just have to I would have to take the flats at the rotation angle of the rotator. So if the camera is rotated by the rotator off of 0, let's say to 45 or 90 or 180, well then I would need to take the corresponding flats in that position for that target where the camera had to be rotated to get the right framing. So so that's, you know, that's doable. Again, doing sky flats, I think I can deal with that that situation. So yeah, I'd sure like to get both scopes into the observatories at the same time. All depends on how quickly I can kind of work to get what I need to bring my RedCat 51 to a point where I feel it would be successful in the remote observatory environment. And again, I start that process, I think, this afternoon around sunset by running capturing some sky flats using Nina and Flat Wizard. So anyway, just wanted to keep you up to date. You know, now that I've put the deposit down, it's like, oh man, you know, not that I make the right decision. I made the right decision, but really, what other decisions do I need to make to be confident that my scopes are going to be successful down there? And clearly, When it comes to my EdgeHD 8, I think that is essentially ready to go. I just need to learn how to do the sky flats, and I essentially know how to do them. I just have to build confidence that the sky flats are performing as needed for their calibration task. So this is clearly ready to go once I get the new AM5N strain wave mount. This is a little bit more of a challenge, but I think I could get it there, and no big deal if I can't get this installed at the same time that the EdgeHD 8 is going in. Maybe it'll take me to early spring to put together both the money and the items that I need to get this observatory ready. But in the meantime, I will have this mount, tripod, and pier available to me to do some imaging if I wanted to take a short trip somewhere or something like that. All right, so those are some of the decisions I had to make and what I've decided as far as those compromises, the decisions. If you have any feedback, please, if you see me going in the wrong direction here, your feedback is appreciated. I may make a video tonight of my attempt to capture sky flats, so keep a lookout for that. I mean, really, if other people are doing it, you know, there's no reason why I can't do it. And I can collect my sky flats over a series of nights once the telescope is, or in the observatory, well, not over a series of twilights across multiple days to build the flat library. So, yeah, I think we should be good there. But yeah, if you see that I'm doing anything wrong or you have any recommendations, please don't hesitate to comment. As always, check out the Amazon links if you're an Amazon shopper in the video description. You know, other than that, you know, it's an exciting moment for me. It's also a moment where, looking back, I've gotten a lot of enjoyment on doing these trips. And, you know, am I going to miss it? Well, we'll just have to see. And I may do a video just stepping through some of the memories of the trips, like the time I met up with Patrick and Christian at Amboy and at Red Rock and Father Crowley's Overlook. Those were fun moments to be able to image in remote locations with your friends. So I might do a video on that. But other than that, here's my latest thinking. Your feedback is always appreciated. Opinions are always welcome. Other than that, if you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. As always, like, share, and subscribe. And clear skies wherever you may be.